Today, I would like to inform you of the importance of bees. I would like to start off with questions for you. Raise your hand if you eat fruits daily. Okay, now keep your hands up. Who eats vegetables every day? Still keep your hands up. Who sees at least one flower this week? Now, I want you to look around you. You can see most people have their hands up. You may have your hands down. Did you guys know honeybees, both wild and domestic, perform about 80% of all pollination worldwide? A single bee colony can pollinate 300 million flowers each day. Grains are primarily pollinated by the wind, but fruits, nuts, and vegetables are pollinated by them. 70 out of top 100 human food crops, which supply about 90% of the world's nutrition, are pollinated by them. Bees directly impact our lives. Today, you will learn how they work. For honeybees to work efficiently, the most important thing will be communication. They use waggle dance to tell others in their hive exactly where flowers are. Experienced bees use the angle of their body related to the hive ceiling to tell their sisters the direction and approximate distance of whatever they are dancing for. I will now demonstrate how they communicate. First, the bee will waggle in a straight line to show the approximate distance to the flower. Then they will turn to their left and then waggle all the way around back to where they started. Then they will repeat the same process, waggle in a straight line, but instead now turning to the left, they will turn to their right and then waggle it back. The reason why they waggle all the way around is they want to tell the angle demonstrates the angle others should be distant from the sun while flying. We love eating honey. However, we do not know how it is made. First, they go into the center of flowers and collect nectar, which is a sugar water. Plants produce nectar to attract pollinators like bees. And this nectar is the main food source for them. The honeybee collect a lot of nectar from flowers and inhale it in their second stomach called a honey pouch. When the pouch is full, it tells the bee that it's time to go back to the hive. When they return to the hive, they regurgitate or spit back out the nectar into cells in the hive made especially for honey production. When the nectar is in the bee's mouth, it mixes with an enzyme called invertase that helps break down part of the sugar. It can take a bee many nectar gathering trips to fill up a cell. Once a cell is full, a group of bees will fit in to help evaporate the water to make the mixture more concentrated. Honey is about 75% thicker than nectar, so lots of water needs to be removed. When the bees are happy with it and it's concentrated enough, they will close the cell in which the honey is produced. Now, I have some fun facts for you. Bees are like humans. They are not born knowing how to make honey. Instead, they are taught in the hive by older bees. A bee will only make 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in its lifetime. The life cycle of all insects, including honeybees, begins with eggs. During winter, a queen forms a new colony by laying eggs within each cell inside the honeycomb. Fertilized eggs will hatch into female worker bees, while unfertilized eggs will become drones or honeybee males. Each colony contains only one queen, which mates at an early age and collects more than 5 million sperm. One mating flight could make a queen have enough sperm for her lifetime. Honeybee measures 1 to 1.5 millimeter long, about half the size of a grain of rice. The process of laying one egg takes only a few seconds, and the queen can lay up to 2,500 honeybee eggs within a single day. A young queen lays her egg using an organized pattern, placing each egg next to others within a cell. When the queen lays a honeybee egg, it becomes attached to the cell by a mucus strand. During the first stage of development, the digestive system, nervous system, and outer covering are formed. After 3 days, the eggs will hatch into larvae, which will be fed by worker honeybees with honey, royal jelly, and other liquids from plants. They will eat and grow into adult workers, queens, or drones. For people who do not know what royal jelly is, after queen dies, the bees will choose one of the larvae and feed her royal jelly, and she will develop into the new queen. Bees are well organized despite of their size and quantity. They are the only insects that produce food for humans. However, bees are dying from a variety of factors: pesticides, drought, habitat destruction, air pollution, global warming, and more. We know humans are largely responsible for the two most prominent causes: pesticides and habitat loss. It is our responsibility to save them or protect them. They are not scary and only known for their stings and honey. They help us produce food for our population.